Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. This is going to be our first update of the year. It's February 2nd, and I did do an update in January. Wasn't a lot going on. I did do a couple beekeeping videos, feeding the bees some pollen and sugar, and getting some lightweight hives through the winter. And so we videoed those. A lot of progress has been done on the house. Walking here behind it right now. We'll walk over there in a second and I'll show you. I can't get inside. It's locked up because they're doing drywall now, and the guys that work on the drywall like to leave their heaters in there and running, and they don't want their heaters to disappear, so they keep it locked, and I don't blame them. They leave their tools in there too, I think. But anyway, we'll walk around, show you the progress on that. And my brother-in-law was here yesterday, and we worked on getting some trees out. There had a couple of dead elms back here. We'll show you those.
I wish I got him picking it up.
So we dug them up by the roots. That's so I can work on them, do some box blading around in here, not have to worry about hitting roots. But this one here wasn't so much a problem with the roots, but we dug it up anyway. But the one up here on the hill, I want to contour this out right here and make it a little less steep right there, kind of coming up to the back of the house. So you can see the brickers are almost done. Now here's where this tree was. This is a good sized elm, and there was a big old hole there. We filled it in. Looks like we still got a big root right here that's going to cause my box blade some problems. But anyway, let's walk around the house. All the sheetrock laying out here. They sheetrocked this in it's like a day and a half. But I don't know if we can see in there or not. See the boxes of mud there. But yeah, it looks nice. There's no rock here on the back side. It's all brick, and the rock starts there, goes all the way around the front. We picked up most of the brick that was laying out here and put it into some washout areas back behind the pond. So this rock has had acid put on it, but the brick hadn't. It looks pretty good. In the pictures we saw, this rock was a little darker, so it's not quite the contrast we wanted. And in full sun, the brick's got a little bit of just a hint of a paint color to it. We're not crazy about that. It's supposed to be more of a creamish tan, but it is what it is. We're not going to take it off. So they've been working on brick on and off for about 2.5 weeks. It's kind of weather permitting. Got the cedar trim up here. There'll be cedar posts on this porch. We're kind of concerned about this door because it's soaking up water from the inside. It's so humid in there doing the drywall, and they crank the heat up in there. It Yeah, you can see the water up there. That's just from out here. They didn't seal this door. They didn't put a temporary door on. So we're talking to the builder about that. He's not going to want to replace it, I know, because that's a $3,000 door. But the knothead should have not put it in. They still need to finish one of these on the back and this one here. And it's a bricklayer's microwave. I'm not sure if they heat food or if they're heating the mortar. So they're finishing up the south side. Lunchtime?
Yeah, lunchtime.
Looking good.
Yes, you get it done.
Yeah.
Maybe another 2 hours.
Couple hours?
Maybe 2 hours, maybe less.
Cool.
Yeah.
So all we got left is this right here. Hear the red-shouldered hawk right there. Probably this wide-angle shot. Can't hardly see it. But if you haven't seen my hawk video, I got a shot of might have been that hawk, but it's a red-shouldered hawk down on my game camera going after a squirrel. And it's on my Facebook page, Jerome B. Farm and Homestead Facebook, and it has last I looked like 73,000 views. And Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation picked it up also, and they've got over 300,000 views on theirs. And it was on Channel 9 and Channel 5 local news Friday morning. People were calling me, said, "Hey, I heard your name on the TV," and they said you sent a video in about the hawk and a squirrel. So I'll put that right here. It's a 30-second clip. You can see that. It's really cool. All right, let's go check out the garden. So I opened up one of our tunnels this morning because it's getting hot, and man, those have wilted since I did that. It's not dry, just I guess getting direct sunlight after it's been, you know, protected all that time. It don't like that. That clover's even wilting. I guess I need to cover that back up. I'm gonna trim these bolts off here and get that out to the chickens. Trim up a little bit of lettuce too. Let's open this one up, see what it looks like. So the winter crop's looking good. I wish we wouldn't have had that real hard cold spell, because I had the rest of this garden all planted over there, mustard greens and all kinds of stuff. I cut the celery off. I've cleaned out the tomato bed, cleaned out all these beds. I still need to clean some of that stuff off of from that hyacinth bean. So let's trim some of this up and get it out to the chickens. You're gonna like that. Hot. Let's check out the egg situation. One, six so far. Since the days are getting longer, we've been getting 7 and sometimes 8 eggs a day. The golden sex links are coming up on 1 year old, and man, they lay a lot. The buff Orpingtons have slowed down some. Let's head down by the beehives, and I'll show you what's going on down there. So we've put out pollen feeders. This time of year, there's not any pollen for the bees. Maples ought to start putting out some pollen here pretty soon, but I put out some pollen substitute in these feeders I've made out of PVC pipe. And it's about the consistency of flour, but there's a lot of it's like 40% protein or 50% protein. It's really good for the bees. Gives them a little boost this time of year. And I got another one. There's one after me. I've got another one over there on the side of the house. That's weird. Usually bees that are feeding like that won't come after you. Just gave me a few friendly headbutts. No stinger. So I shot those slow motion bees feeding on that pollen sub without any bee suit protection or nothing, because bees that are feeding, that's what they're interested in, feeding. They don't they won't attack you. That one was bumping me on the face. I guess I made him mad for whatever reason. But now when you're by the hives, that's a different story. You have bees that are there to protect the hive, and they will come after you. They'll usually bump you first, give you some warning, but they typically won't sting. Now, when you're in the summer months like August, September, that's when the bees get really aggressive. So if you see people working on their bees without suits and stuff on, that's probably early in the spring, and the bees aren't defensive. They're all about feeding and collecting nectar and raising young. So that's what that's all about. So, but I wear my bee suit all the time because I don't like getting stung. So let's take a quick look. So this one here on the end is empty. This is the huge swarm right here, and I've fed it and the one next to it, and I believe the one next to that have sugar feeders in them. These ones that are gone, these two absconded last fall, which means the bees are gone. There wasn't a bunch of dead bees out in front or anything like that. They were just gone, and there was some honey in there, and I pulled that honey, moved it to other hives to feed them, and I took the frames and froze them to kill wax moths that were starting in there. War hawks are screeching. So I've got 4 hives over here that have sugar feeders on them. And man, they're flying like crazy today. It's a good day for them to get out. It's supposed to get above 70 a little bit. This one has a sugar feeder. You can see these bees here trying to get in there. Those are bees that don't belong to that hive. That's why that screen's over there, to keep the others out. So they're running low on resources this time of year. Some of these could be. That's why I feed them supplement. But most of these hives had plenty of honey. I haven't done a weight check on most of them yet. This here is a nuke that was combined. It was actually 2 nukes. And one was having a hard time struggling. The queen was old. That's the one on top. I put paper between them and did a combine. And so it's one hive now. And I took the old queen out of there. And that came from this #1 position here. And this is my other hive that absconded. So I think we're at 25 hives right now. And this number 17 right here has sugar on it. That hive struggled last year because it was a new hive established, and the queen did not return from a mating flight. So they had to make a queen from scratch. Well, this hive here is really getting after it. This fence is up here to keep skunks away. Skunks will go up to a hive and scratch on the entrance, and when a bee comes out, they'll grab it and chew it up, and they'll have a big plug of bees in their mouth. And I call them skunk plugs. So that keeps them away. I can see that powdered pollen coming in there. There went one. It's kind of a light tan color. You can see them going in with it. So the bees are doing good. We're gonna shoot a beekeeping video here today. I'm gonna put pollen patties in all these and give them a little bit of supplement, and I'm gonna check the weight of each one of these and make sure they're not running out of food. So here's the trees, what's left of them that we pulled out. I was cutting them up yesterday with my chainsaw and burning them here in the burn pit. It got dark on me last night. Man, this one here, you can see why we got rid of this one. Those things will poke the fire out of you, and they make they'll flat your tires. I've had flat tractor tires, lawnmower tires, and I pull those things out of them. They're all over the trunk. That's a black locust. And my brother-in-law's got a giant skid steer. It's a forestry service type. He grabbed that tree right there and just lifted it and drove it down here. The thing was really powerful and heavy. And that smaller tree, I got the root ball in here, but it didn't burn. So we got the grandkiddies visiting. What are you making?
Chocolate.
A what?
Chocolate.
Okay.
Melted chocolate.
Oh, chocolate. Did you taste it?
No. It's
No.
not real chocolate, it's just mud.
It's not real, it's just mud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's some more.
There's some more.
Thank you.
Thicken it up a little bit. We don't want runny chocolate, do we? Are you on guard duty? What are you making?
She's helping me smear out the chocolate that I made right here.
Are you putting icing on?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, she's smoothing it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Chocolate icing.
Chocolate icing
And a chocolate cake.
and a chocolate cake. You know, it looks like chocolate icing on a chocolate cake.
It's the same color.
It's the same? I bet it doesn't taste the same though.
They do.
So we did some work on the tree house. They said with the scrap lumber from the house I needed to put a roof on, so we put a top on it with some tarps, and looks like they've been decorating with some flowers here. And I made them a little play spot to, like, if they're cooking. And that blue tarp there
We made our own
will actually
secret
come
spot.
down.
We have a secret spot.
And this cord here's for the mail. Where's your bucket?
The bucket, it's up in there. In the corner.
So I put it on a little flimsy piece of wood so no one will hang themselves. Safety first. Pretty cool. Woo!
I can show the secret spot.
You can.
Yeah, I can.
Show me the slide.
Huh?
Go down the slide for me. Whoa. Awesome. Back down in here is where we have 2 of our game cameras. And that's where we got the hawk shot back down in there.
Yeah.
So, real quick announcement before we get out of here. We started a new channel called Game Cam Wildlife Recon, and that's what I'm putting my game camera videos on now, so I don't mix them up with the beekeeping and the homesteading. Seems like I would lose a few subscribers when I post those on here, so I guess people that are here just for beekeeping are unsubscribing when they see a wildlife video. So I'm moving that off, and that's going to be its own thing. It's not monetized, so no commercials on there. It'll be a while. It takes a while to build your channels up to get 1,000 subscribers, and I think 40,000 hours or 4,000 hours, something like that. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this update. Hit subscribe if you haven't. We got a lot of cool things going on here. Just getting started this year. I'm excited. It's February. I got spring fever, and we're probably going to have a really nasty cold spell any day. So hopefully not, though. But anyway, we'll catch you on the next video, and you all take care. Bye now. What you got?
I'm kind of dirty.
Kind of dirty?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And just mud.
It's just mud.